During William Barr's Senate hearing and confirmation process for Attorney General, he had this interaction with Senator Lindsey Graham, a Republican, about Donald Trump's attention span. Here's how it went.
I talked to his staff and I said, I want to follow up and send something to Rod in writing, but is he a one-pager kind of guy or how much will he read? And the guy said he's like you. He doesn't mind wading into a dense
Don't you think
memo.
President Trump is a one-pager kind of guy?
Excuse me?
President Trump is a one-pager kind of guy.
I suspect he is.
Okay, just remember that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That was such a weird admission. Like, why did Lindsey Graham even bring that up? Trump's not going to be happy about any of these questions from Graham in that sense.
That was amazing. They were just making fun of how dumb Trump is.
Yeah.
They just did it out in the open during this hearing that everyone's watching.
Let's talk about it in the context of other professions. So by one pager, in case you're unclear about it, and because we've done a lot of reporting on it, Trump won't read anything past one page. And a lot of times his staffers have said, even on the one page, you got to put pictures or put his name in there a lot so it'll draw his attention. I mean, I don't have to continue, that's so pathetic, but I will, just in case. Imagine if there was an engineer who was a one pager. Oh, no, Bob will only read one page of how you build that bridge. But there's a lot of pages to how we build that bridge or that building. No, Bob's a one pager. Imagine if he was a doctor. Well, Bob will only read that one page about how to do brain surgery. No, but wait a minute, there's a lot of pages in how you do brain surgery.
Yeah.
No, he's a one pager.
But it applies to everything, even jobs that aren't, life and death professions, like what we do. So would you trust anyone who delivers the news based on what they read on one page?
Well, then you shouldn't watch TV because all they do is read the prompter, and they didn't write there. Almost no anchor on television writes what they read. Rachel Maddow's an exception. There's a couple of other exceptions, but outside of that, their producers write it and they come on air and go, "Okay, the prompter says," right? But back to Trump. Being a one pager means you're not very bright. You're juvenile, and look, don't get me wrong. If you're annoyed by a 28, 38 page document on policy, I hear you. But then probably shouldn't. Yeah. Then you shouldn't be president. So if it turns out that the North Korea conflict is more complicated than one page, we need the president to read past one page. But he won't do it. And look here, this is not Democrats. These are not liberals. Lindsey Graham is one of his top allies. And that's why I was amused that he gratuitously brought it up. Lindsey Graham's like, he's a one pager, right? And the guy who's gonna be his attorney general, I was like, yeah, I suspect so. Okay, 25th Amendment. If the president cannot read past one page, 25th Amendment, you gotta get him out of office. He's not qualified to be president. I mean, what if we're talking about a nuclear situation where you gotta read into page 2? And he's like, nope. You gotta make that one page really strong because I only read the one page. If in page 2 the whole world blows up, sorry, I'm a one pager.
Okay, I'm gonna ask our director to cue up that video again. Don't go to it yet, I will toss to it. Because they're talking about how dumb Trump is, like out in the open, right? And it's incredible because I don't think William Barr expected it. And what I love about this video, look, you guys gotta understand, like there's very little joy in the job I do right now, right? So when I come across these amusing interactions, I'll watch them over again just to give me some hope, just to keep me going. And so I just couldn't help but notice William Barr's face as Lindsey Graham was asking the question. And I just want you guys to pay attention to how caught off guard he was. Let's watch it again.
I talked to his staff and I said, I want to follow up and send something to Rod in writing, but is he a one pager kind of guy or how much will he read? And the guy said he's like you. He doesn't mind wading into a dense
Don't you think
memo.
President Trump is a one pager kind of guy?
Excuse me?
President Trump is a one pager kind of guy.
I suspect he is.
Okay, just remember that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm glad we play that video again because I'm also amused by the smiles on everyone else's face.
Yeah, the
Even
lady behind
Feinstein.
Barr.
Yeah, the lady behind Barr is like, yeah, one pager, idiot, right? And I don't know if she's a Republican or a Democrat. And then Feinstein's next to Lindsey Graham. She woke up out of her nap to be like, yeah, one pager, right? Okay. Now, not yet, because Graham has, and by the way, if you misunderstood what he's saying because you didn't have enough context there, he was asking if Rod Rosenstein's a one pager kind of guy. And they're like, no, like you, he wades into the policy because he's actually a smart person and cares, right? So Feinstein, now she starts smiling. The lady in the background smiling. They're all smiling like, yeah, that's right. We have an idiot for a president. That's so funny. He's totally incapable of doing the job, but we're all pretending that he is. No. We probably shouldn't do the 25th Amendment. That's so funny.
Oh, come on. You made it all serious.
No, get him out of office.
You're right,
25th Amendment right now. Do it right now, man. The guy is incapable of leading anything. He can't lead it out of a wet paper bag. He led his own business into 6 different bankruptcies, okay? And I wonder why he was bankrupt 6 times. If you can't read past page 1, and you got a loan like you did with the Taj Mahal at 14%, you might find out on page 2 that you can't afford that loan. Oops, he's a one pager. Moron. And I gotta say this, sorry Anna, last thing out from me. I am the bad guy for calling Trump stupid. The rest of the media says, oh, that's unacceptable. No, you guys are being politically correct. You're saying, well, some people say he's like a smart person. Trump says that. Okay, and some people say otherwise. Actually, almost no one in the media says what is plainly obvious. The president is a moron, and everyone knows it, but in order to be polite and politically correct, they won't say it. And that's the difference between us and them. You all know it. Even if you're a conservative, you know it.
I desperately want a TYT, Shop TYT t-shirt that has Trump's face on it with the quote, one pager kind of guy.
just one pager.
I will wear that shirt on this show with a blazer. Okay, that's how much I would love that shirt. Anyway.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.